What's up guys, James here, just with a quick video. Today I'm going to show you how to install some LED Footwell lights. Let's have a look. We're going to tap in our wiring from our existing loom up here. So pretty much there's a center console light up here, which turns on and off when you hit the button. It's nice, it's simple, it's factory, it's how you should be. So I'll show you how to remove that. On a Commodore, it is pretty tight up there, but if you can, get your fingers or a plastic removal tool and pry down from the front. It's just got two clips on it, it'll just pop down straight like that, and at the rear it's just held on with a couple of locators there. So a couple of clips there, a couple of locators there, out she is. This is pretty much as far as we need to go in terms of wiring. I mean, we can get some of this stuff out of the way, but as far as disassembly, you don't really have to go further than this. What we're going to do here though, this is our little loom that we're going to be tapping into. So I've run a multimeter across each one to find out which one I need. I'll show you how to do that in a second. You're just going to unplug that. We're going to be using that. So from here, what we're going to be doing, there's a bit of a cavity in here, which also you can reach down from the front up here. So I'm going to feed my wiring up through here, tuck it in all along up the front, come in just behind my A-pillar frame, if I can talk correctly today. Go in through there, under the door sill, all the way through here. I'm going to come in under there, and away we go. I'll show you how to get into that in a second. To get into this area in here, we need to remove this whole section here. It's pretty simple, but can also be a little bit intimidating because the clips on it are pretty strong and there's no screws. What you want to do, you want to just get a good purchase behind your system here. Pry it down sort of gently, but also convincingly from the front. There's a couple of clips in there. Once you've got a bit loose there, move to the other side, do the same sort of thing. That'll pop down a bit, and then just keep working your way backwards and forwards. You're gonna have to use a little bit of force, but also be careful not to use too much, because like I said, they are only clips. But when it comes out, she comes out reasonably smoothly. Just watch out here. Well, actually we can probably even just remove that there. That's just held in with a few clips there, and there. All pops out. Keep wiggling away. There we go, and out she comes. Right, so from here, we can just tuck in all the way down here, tuck in here, and then our wiring will be nice and concealed and can go wherever we want from there. Alright, so to find out what wire we need, I've already worked it out, but I'll show you what you should be looking for. On our little harness here, it's got a few little pins coming off the back of it. You'll probably be able to see it more when you look at it yourself on your car. But basically those pins represent these wires coming in. So we've got 3 on the outside, which you can see, and then there's 3 below it, which you can't see. Well, they're much harder to see anyway. So what we're going to be doing, I've already worked it out. So I'm going to stick my probe on the bottom pin there, which is representing my blue wire. And I'm also going to stick it on ground. On ground is really easy to find on this because it's a big bunch of black wires going straight into the chassis. So there's my ground. Just stick it on there. Then if you look back over at my multimeter, you can see I've got 12 volts. So just still looking at the multimeter, I'll take my thing off ground, 0, back on ground, I got voltage. So that proves that I've got voltage there. What we'll do from here is I'll get the door to be closed. Alright, now with the door closed, that light is still on. So what I'll do is I'll turn the key, and then that makes my light go down, and then as you see there, as it goes down, the voltage goes down as well. So that's the wire I'll be using, which like I said, is my blue wire. So on a Commodore, that's how to do it. On other cars, that's how to multimeter test it. So we're going to be chopping into that one, and I'll show you in a second how we're going to find our earth that we're going to chop into as well. Alright, to find our earth, on our multimeter here, we've got a buzz setting. This buzz setting is basically a continuity test. So when 2 like wires hit each other, it'll make a noise. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we know our known earth down there, so I'm going to test each pin up here. So I'll stick it in that one. Don't worry about black or red, I mean at the end of the day it's just a wire. So I'll stick it in a pin there, I'll stick it down on my known earth. Alright, no buzz. I'll stick it on this one here. This is a black wire. Black normally means ground or negative. I'll stick it on earth. There you go. That's my earth wire. So the wires I'll be using, that blue one like we found earlier, and now my black one, which is my negative. Those are the two I'll be tapping into. So I've wired up here, just thought I'd give you a bit of a show. I've used my blue and my black wire. I've insulated them with heat shrink, and then I've taped them all together as well, just for a bit of added protection and a bit of neatness as well. So from up here, it feeds up into the little cavity up in there, which then that feeds out through here, down along here, along this side of my A-pillar, all the way down my door sill. Might even be able to see it now. Down through the door sill, down through here, here, out into here, and that's where my first lights pick up, and then across to the other side, and then through. So yeah. Alright, so from here I've installed my lights, as you can sort of see. It's a bit of an awkward angle, but there are my lights. Now at the end here, those are the two connectors that I'll need. So what I'll be doing is I'll be soldering onto those. Those are my positive and negative. Solder onto those and I'll tap out from there, and that should sort the rest of my system out. So we'll go solder onto those and we'll go from there. Alright, to run the wiring onto the other side, there's a gap at the back there. I've just poked my wire through there, then that's just gone around, and then out the other side she comes, so I can tap in off those wires there. Beautiful. Alright, so here's my next LED strip. I've cut it to the length I need. Now with this section here, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take off the waterproofing insulation. I used a Stanley knife just to carve that out. Make sure your terminals there, little copper terminals, make sure they're nice and clean and free of silicone, because as soon as you try to glue onto that, or solder onto that rather, it's going to melt the solder into the silicone and it's just going to be a crappy join. So make sure you clean that up properly. Have your little bits of wire, fold them over nicely. Those will solder onto there. Make sure you heat shrink everything. Do not use tape. Tape is a very dodgy practice. If you're going to do it properly, do it once. So you've got my wires coming out of my driver's side into my passenger side, which connects up here. That feeds along over to here. There's another connection there. That wiring then tucks in up back here, behind this kick panel. From under this kick panel, I'll just run it underneath, tucked it in, along, and I've come out here. So I'll show you how to remove that. What you want to do is you want to start from the rear, just lift it up from the back, just held in with a little clip, and then from here, pick it up from the back and push it forward. That'll disengage the clips again. You can pick it up, get it out of the way. There are my wires. So I've got one going in, and then one coming out. So as you can see here, I've got my connection going in, LED, connection going out, and that feeds back across under here, under the seat. On a Commodore, same with most cars, but I'll show you anyway. Get a good grip under your seat, just give it a good tug up, held in with a little clip, just one more wiring across there, under there, same procedure on the other side, and then into my lights there, and there you go. Boot, so I've installed a nice big LED over here. And now here's my existing light. So all I've done is I've just chopped the pins off that. So there are the existing pins. I've just chopped those, tapped into those, and away we go. So I'll show you when it's done. Whenever you're working on electrics, make sure you disengage your battery. Just take off, I took off my negative terminal. Just take that off, so that way you're ensured not to short anything out. And then Bob's your uncle. By the end of it, you should have a fully working system. Right, when you're all done, Look at that, we got lights. So how good is that? Back here, got our lights down there, all nice and neat. Looks pretty factory. Just pop the boot. And we got our light in here as well. How good is that? So there we go. That's how to install some LED lights for footwells and for your boot as well.